We just got our first trailer to Avatar Aang the Last Airbender, so let's talk about it! Probably don't need to say this, but spoilers ahead, so hit that like button, go check out the trailer, and come back here. So the trailer starts off as we return all the way back to the beginning with the Southern Air Temples. And in that scene, we see a flying bison flying around the area and going towards the sea at a high speed with a ton of luggage on their back. And of course, that bison is Appa, and on top of him, we get to see adult Aang. And as we fly with Aang and Appa, we hear him talk about how he still feels guilty about being the last airbender. We then transition over to this city here, which looks to be Republic City during its founding days. And we get this iconic reference here where Aang is practicing his airbending a little bit while in the Avatar state. And if I'm right, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a reference to the opening scene of Avatar Last Airbender, where we get the little recap of what happened to the previous one. And yeah, I love seeing adult Aang. Like, this is such a great design for his character, and I also like the addition of making the Avatar state look blue to match his arrow. We get a little bit of a recap through Aang telling us who he is and what's happened through the course of his life to get him to this point. We see him telling everybody that he is the Avatar, and we get a couple of reenactments of some of the iconic battles that took place during the 100-Year War when Aang finally returned. And yeah, not only is it great to see the young versions of Team Avatar again, but this is also a really cool moment that captures the day of the eclipse battle during Season 3. We also get a little bit of a recap during Sozin's Comet, where we see Aang standing with Team Avatar as they are getting ready for the final battle against the Fire Lord. This movie really is one of my most anticipated films of this year, at least top 3 with Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday. It is that high. We see Katara trying to comfort Aang of his guilt of being the last airbender, and she tells him of how because of him, all of the other nations are able to live together in harmony under one place. And I think that does confirm that this is going to be Republic City during its founding days, as we see Katara at this opening ceremony welcoming its new citizens to Republic City. But even though all of the nations are able to live together in harmony, Aang mentions how his people are the only ones who can't really live in harmony because they're all gone. But that's when he comes across a man in an iceberg, just like how Aang was all those years ago. And when he breaks out, we see that this man is another airbender centuries ago. And while the guy is still trying to get some rest after breaking out of the iceberg, we see Team Avatar together again after all these years as adults. Oh my gosh, I freaked out and honestly teared up a little bit too when I saw all these characters together again as adults. And this is also one of the few clips that I had talked about when this movie had leaked all over online. I didn't talk about anything else though. I just really needed to discuss my thoughts of seeing the gang together again as adults. I have no idea who this new character is, besides the fact that he's some ancient airbender from his tattoos, but I am very intrigued to learn more about him. Even though this is only a few years after the events of the original show, it seems technology has skyrocketed in a very short amount of time, where it looks like they've added some engines to the blimps that we would see in the 3rd season of this show. After this new airbender wakes up, it seems that he and Aang are going to be getting along just fine, and he tells Aang that with them together, they can heal the past. It looks like Aang may be learning some brand new airbending tricks within this movie, as we see him able to fly around in the air without the need for his glider. And I'm pretty sure that this is a trick that he's gonna learn from this guy here, as we see them happily flying around in the sky with each other. Seriously though, I am so excited to finally see Team Avatar together again as adults, and when I hear Sokka welcome this guy onto Team Avatar and kind of talking to the camera too, like he's talking it to us saying welcome to Team Avatar, oh my gosh, I could not help but get so emotional from that. I still don't entirely trust this guy though personally, because I do feel like he is hiding something. It looks like there will be a scene where we get to see the air nomads from his time, and judging by his appearance here, it definitely seems like he's going to be hiding something very big. But as of now, we do get to see our first look to the confirmed antagonist of this movie, this hunter lady chasing down Aang in Team Avatar. We see her talking about how many people have passed away, just waiting for Aang to return, and if they want to see anything change, they need what the Benders have. Which seems to be opening up some sort of storyline where non-benders are gonna try to get bending abilities without the need of the lion turtles. And judging by how much I've seen this staff within this trailer, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be how non-benders get their bending abilities. The music suddenly picks up as we hear the main Avatar theme in this cinematic fashion, and oh my gosh, not only is it amazing, but it just makes me mad at the same time that I'm not going to be able to witness this amazing music on a theatrical screen with a surround sound. And the animation alone, oh my gosh, looks so freaking spectacular, especially with this scene here where we see Aang using his firebending to fly with his fire. Oh my gosh, he's definitely come a long way when it comes to learning firebending, and I'm all here for it. It seems that the staff is going to have a ton of ramifications on the balance between the two worlds, as we see the spirit world and human world colliding towards each other in Republic City. We see Aang telling somebody of how this isn't the way and how they can bring back balance, and he's most likely telling this off to the person with the bow and arrow or the other airbender. I am really for on seeing some scenes where Aang is teaming up with another airbender. I will always find it so cool to see airbenders teaming up with one another, because it's something we just don't really see much within this world due to how little there are. We don't get to see a lot of Sokka within the trailer, but I am looking forward on focusing on some adventures with him. We get to see all three of Aang's bending teachers together again, teaming up as they're using all their bending abilities together. And yeah, that's really awesome to see. Toph still seems to be incredibly OP as ever, especially now that she's more buff compared to how she was before. Oh my gosh, anybody that comes across this version of Toph on one of her bad days is not gonna end well. We have a scene where the new airbender is using the staff to amplify his airbending abilities, which should be really interesting to see for other benders, but seeing how the staff is now red makes me think that he is definitely gonna turn out to be evil one way or another. And towards the climax of the trailer, we see Aang and Katara holding hands with each other, along with the rest of Team Avatar, jumping into this portal within the water. And we see Team Avatar together again in, I'm assuming to be some part of the spirit world, as they're getting ready to fight their final battle once again. We then get a couple of other added scenes within the end of the trailer, like a little bit of a sneak peek of Toph's Metal Bending Academy, and maybe even our first animated look to the Dark One. If you don't read the Avatar comics, I highly recommend you do, because the Dark One is a pretty funny character. We see Team Avatar having some really cool combos with each other, like this Katara and Sokka combo. We see Katara making this big water attack, only for it to be revealed that she's assisting Sokka on making a brand new ice sword for him. We see Zuko, what I'm assuming is him powering up the engine to the blimp, and yeah, I cannot wait to see more Zuko. And at the end of the trailer, we see Aang in the Avatar state once again, going all out when it comes to him using his airbending attack on somebody, which again is most likely the other airbender. After all that, we see the title card to the movie, Avatar Aang: The Last Airbender. We get a confirmed release date for July 25th, and we get one last special message from the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, as they say, "Thank you fans for your dedication and your passion. This is for you." Even though I am sad to see this movie not get the recognition that it deserved with its production of the entire film, I am happy to see that after holding out this strongly, we can finally see the movie release this July 25th. Anyway, go down to those comments, tell me what you thought of this trailer, and also tell me if you're looking forward to Avatar Aang: The Last Airbender. Share this video with all your friends, and click that like and follow button to get all my latest content.